Hello everyone. Let us continue with the control statements chapter. Topic is the if-else statement. The statement is also called as two-way branching. It is used when there are alternative statements need to be executed based on the condition. In the previous topic, we saw that it was only if statement, simple or plain if statement, where in this, whatever the condition you are specifying in the if statement, based on the result of the condition, the very next immediate statement will be executed if the condition is evaluated to true. If the condition is evaluated to false, then this immediate statement will not be executed. So when the condition is false, this will not get executed. And when it is false, what to do next? That is not written here. Only when the condition is true, what has to be done, that is written. But whereas in this two-way branching statement, that is if else statement, it provides you two-way branching. That means you can observe in the syntax, that is method of writing the command. It's also called as the general form of if else if statement. First, you need to write if in lowercase, and the condition may be either relational expression or logical expression, the expression which returns either true or false. And after that, after the if statement, what this statement 1 is written, this statement 1 will be executed when this condition is true. If the condition is false, it will skip statement 1 and it goes to else. And in the else section, what statement is written, that will be executed. If the condition is true, statement 1 will execute. If it is false, statement 2 will execute. When it is true, statement 1 will execute and it will skip this else part and its associated statement also. If the condition is false, then statement 1 will be skipped and the statement present in the else section, that is statement 2, will be executed. So right side, you can see the diagrammatical representation of if else two-way branching statement. The diamond box shows the condition. If it is true, statement 1, it will execute and it will continue with the next statement. If it is false, it executes statement 2 by skipping statement 1. And after execution, it continues with the next statement. And then here, in this case, this is the thing. And here we have something statement X, which is outside the scope of if else statement. If the condition is true, statement 1 will execute and else part will be skipped and it will continue the execution from statement X onwards. Suppose if it is false, statement 1 will be skipped. In the else part, statement 2 is there. No, that will get executed and continues with the statement X. Whether the condition is true or not, statement X will be always executed because a statement X is not in the scope of if else statement. And suppose if you want to execute a block of statements, then what you have to do? Right. So here you can have number of statements. When you want to execute more than one statement when the condition is true or false, then you enclose them into a braces, opening brace and the closing brace. All right. It is called as block of statement. And here also what happens? Statement X will be there. Here also statement X will be there. Once when this condition is true, the first block here, this will get executed. All the statements present in this block will be executed, and it will skip all the statements present in the else part. If it is, and continues the execution with statement X. If the condition is false, this block will be skipped and the statement present in the else block will be executed. Right. So this is what you can have a block of statement also. Now let us see some programs based on this statement. For example, assume that here I'll take a number, say variable as B, and I'll say cout, enter the value for A, B. We'll say C, B. If B is less than 0, then say cout B, P is negative. Yes, cout B is positive. Okay. So based on this condition, it will decide whether it is negative or positive. Now let us run this program. If I enter -4, it will give a message as -4 is negative because -4 is less than 0 condition is true. So that is why it gave negative and skipped else part. And here I'll write statement X also. I'll write thank you. Now I'll execute. I'll enter a negative number -7. -7 is negative and a statement X, that is thank you, is displayed. Once again, we'll execute and we'll enter number 9, which is positive. 9 is positive, thank you, right? If this condition is true, it gives you this message. Otherwise, it gives you this message, right? So this is how this if-else statement will get executed. That means based on the result of this relational expression, if it is true, it will give this message and it will skip this. If it is false, it will skip this and executes the statement present in the else part. So based on such kind of program, here even in textbook also there are some programs. So we will see what those programs explains. So here we have regularly used header files, int breadth and height, clear screen. They are taking input of breadth and height. If breadth equal to height, it is square. Otherwise, it is a rectangle. All right. So based on the value what you enter, it will be decided whether it is like A is greatest or B is the greatest. You are going to find out the biggest of two numbers. And now here, to determine whether the given year is a leap year or not, input variable is year. You are taking input of year and the condition if year modulus 0 and year modulus 100 not equal to 0, or year modulus 100, 400 equal to 0. And now based on this condition, if it is true, finally, if all the conditions are true, the final result is true, then it displays a message, it is a leap year. Otherwise, it is not a leap year. Right. Now here, leap year program. Now here, what is this leap year? A leap year is a year in which one extra day, that is February 29, is added to the regular calendar. Most of us know that the leap year are the years that are divisible by 4. For example, 1992 and 1996 are leap years. There is an exception to this rule. Centennial years are not leap years. For example, 1800 and 1900 are not leap year, but there is exception to these exceptions. Centennial years that are divisible by 400 are leap years. Thus, year 2000 is also a leap year. Let us check. It's a practical program. You are saying CHERCH. Enter the character. If CH is A or capital Z, then it has to display uppercase character. Otherwise, it should say a lowercase character. All right. Now they have entered G. Based on that, it is giving you the message. All right. So G they have given. And even for J also the same. Next is nested if statement. If you are writing one if statement inside another if statement, that can be considered as nested if statement. In that, we have different formats. In that first one, if else, then if else, then if statements. So now here, the first form, if else if, which is also called as like if else if ladder also we call. This is used to check a chain of conditions, right? Chain of conditions when you want to evaluate, then you can go with if else if ladder, right? So this is the way how you can write it. If condition statement 1 will be executed if the condition is true. If it is not true, it goes to the else. And in the else second place, here in the suppose if the condition is false, it comes to else and check for another condition. If this is false, goes to the else of this statement. Right. Then here, you can have chain of conditions like this to be executed. See, if this condition 1 is true, it will execute statement 1 and continue. If it is false, check second condition. If it is true, execute this and continue statement 2. Then if it is false, so now here, suppose if the condition is false, they are checking for another condition. If that condition is true, statement 2 will execute. If it is false, check for another condition. Like this, you can have any number of chain conditions, right? And whenever the condition is true, upon executing this particular statement, it continues with the next statement, that is can be considered as statement A. Statement A or statement X, you can say, which is written outside all the scopes of this if else if statement blocks. So here we have a program based on this. Like we are going to take the marks of the student or percentage of the student or the average of the student. Based on it, we are going to find out the grade of the student. First, let us check. There are ranges 85 to 100, the marks range. Then display distinction. If the marks range lies in the range 60 to 84, it is first class. If it is in the range 50 to 63, it is second class. If it is in the range 35 to 49, it is pass class. Otherwise, it is fail. Right. So based on these range of values, we are going to work with if else if statement. To find grade of students, the name of the program, the input is marks, enter the marks. If marks greater than or equal to 85, find marks less than or equal to 100. See out distinction, else if, else, then next one more if. If marks is greater than or equal to 60, it is first class. Else, if marks is greater than or equal to 50, the same class. The else of this if it is not greater than or equal to 50, check, is it greater than or equal to 40, sorry, 35, that is pass class, otherwise it is place, fail. So like this, you can have chain of conditions to be verified using if else statement, if else if, where you can see when I have entered 71, it shows you distinction. If I enter 32, it is considered as when it is 32, it is giving the result as fail. Format 2, how it is going to be. The structure contains an if else if statement, right? And then here, if this condition is true, it checks this condition. If second condition is also true, statement 2 will be executed. And then it checks for the second condition. If this is true, statement 1 will execute. Otherwise, it checks for statement 2. Now, suppose if this condition is false, else. In that, again, if this is true, statement 3 will execute. Otherwise, statement 4 will execute. And upon completing this, the next statement, whatever is there, that it will continue execution. And now, based on this, we'll have a program. And now, biggest of 3 numbers or largest of 3 numbers, they have taken 3 variables A, B, C. When I can say that A is biggest, when A is bigger than B, then A is bigger than C. All right. See, now you can see that they have taken input of 3 variables A, B, C. If A is greater than B. If it is true, then check A is greater than C. That means A is bigger than B and C. Give a message that A is greatest. Else C is greatest. When this condition is false, you'll get this message. Suppose if A is not greater than C, then it will give you this message. And then else, if B greater than C, if it is true, this will work. Otherwise, this will work. And now, based on this, you can do number of programs. So today this much is enough. In the next class, we will continue with doing more programs on if-else statement. Thank you.